Welcome to another edition of Vegas Badboyz of podcasting. It is I, DJ Impact. We got the Vegas Badboyz here. Matt Michaels, Sin City Steve, Simon Street, and of course our special guest is always here, Mr. Travis himself. Welcome everybody to Three Count. Yes, sir.
Excuse me while we fix the lighting here. It's gonna be like a Tony Khan in Wembley Stadium live on TV, pay-per-view. What do we put it on? YouTube? Where are we doing this show from? There we go.
All right.
Live
Perfect.
from Chicago. Speaking of Tony Khan, his hometown. I want to stop by and have lunch with him tomorrow.
Oh, there you go. That should be nice.
That's not his hometown. That's just where he gets some of the best plug for the powder he needs to make his booking decisions.
No, that was obviously L.A. As I stated last week. After L.A., Wembley, Nigel, Commander, everyone was signed in 1 week. Sky Blue.
You got a point. You got a point. The powder is whiter in California. Yeah.
Hey there, Travis. You got a comment here from one of our listeners, John. He said, "Man, were you at Raw in Seattle?"
Yeah, I was, which was also horrible weather. I'm here in Chicago. Don't get me started on the weather report. I figured these late Raws, it's almost May. I can get some good weather, but no.
Yeah.
But yeah, Raw in Chicago tomorrow or this week, whenever you guys air this, sold out, 14,000.
Yeah.
Two other shows coming to Chicago, AEW, which I'm sure we'll talk about soon.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Well, look, if you're with us live, make sure you throw your comments in the chat box. Sorry, here on YouTube Live, Facebook, and on Twitch. And
That's a new social media, the chat book. Maybe I can get a blue check for free instead of $8.
That is a good possibility. All right. All right. So with that, we're going to start our three count. We got three good topics, so let's get started right now. It's time. Vegas Badboyz of podcasting present
1, 2, 3.
Count Talk.
Count Talk, baby.
Here is our first one, and it is CM Punk reportedly returning to AEW on debut episode of New Saturday Show. So it just reads a little bit like this. It says that it now appears to be a matter of when and not if CM Punk will return to AEW. Dave Meltzer reported in the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter that the two-time AEW World Champion is currently slated for a return on June 17th at the United Center in Chicago, which is speculated to be the premier date and location for AEW's new Saturday show, AEW Collision. Now, the building has reportedly been booked, and an official announcement should come soon once the deal with Punk and Warner Brothers Discovery are finalized. Fans can expect heavy promotion and likely a theme name for the event as well. Multiple sources told Meltzer that WBD wanted Punk back in AEW to be a star of the new Saturday show, although some have heard differently. On the financial front, WBD, it says $500,000 per hour in general for the first run programming, which will result in AEW earning an extra $52 million per year for the new Saturday show. It was noted that Punk being a part of the deal wasn't something that AEW necessarily had to make, but his role was labeled extremely important. The decision for Punk to return was made several weeks ago, despite hitting a snag that appears to have worked out. While not specified, that snag have involved Punk blasting Jon Moxley and others at the end of the March over the fact that he supposedly was asked to compete without being medically cleared from his foot injury. All right. Big news here. We look like we got a little bit more information. I'm going to go to our guest, as always, Mr. Travis. CM Punk. It looked like he's going to be taking over this new Saturday show. What is your take?
He's going to be taking over a lot of things, I'll tell you that much. The backstage, the catering, the production.
Yeah.
Probably the booking, Where do we start? I mean, this could be a whole episode itself about this topic. Let's just start with the show. They're running Chicago twice in about a 3-week period during that United Center and then their usual venue outside of Chicago. I mean, like I said, where do I start? Do I start with, does Tony only feel comfortable running, returning Punk in Chicago? Like, I would have tried to hit a new market.
Yeah.
I would have maybe tried to hit Brooklyn, maybe tried to hit Orlando, Tampa, give me a new market, because yes, you're going to get the initial pop and you're going to get that rating, but let's just go back. What's the rating going to be 3 weeks later? What's the rating going to be a month later? Because if they're not at their million, 1.1, and they're back at 850, did the Punk thing, work out? On top of that, the show's on Saturday, and they're going to have a lot of preemptions, and they're going to have a lot of competition. Don't let it be a month where there's a big boxing event, because you're going to have a WWE pay-per-view one Saturday, a UFC pay-per-view the other Saturday, and a big boxing event third Saturday. And that's all going against, this new AEW show. So if Punk is on that show, if that is his show, like people are saying, how is he really going to be mentally and just personally if ratings suck? Because of all the preemptions, because of all the competition, is he going to be comfortable sitting, in that, company on the third show of the week and maybe doing something equal to Rampage, but not as good as Dynamite? Is he going to be comfortable with that?
Right.
So it's interesting. Like I said, this whole topic could be a whole show, because what does that tell people? So can Andrade come? This is no secret. Can Andrade come back and really bitch slap the fuck out of Sammy Guevara and be like, hey, what are you going to do to me? Can't fire me because you kept the other guy. Are we going to have people just fed up eventually and beat up their coworkers and say, what are you going to do to me? So I don't know. I'm not going to say I'm the biggest CM Punk fan. I understand Punk. I understand his attitude. Is he worth it for the company? If Tony feels he's worth it, then I it's something different. Not like there haven't been people who have fought before in the past. Everyone's going to say, Sean and Marty, Sean and Brett. So it's there, but how much, it just seems like, okay, it happened, but we're going to separate everyone. So are you really making money off of this then? Or are you just going to try to make money off of a Twitter war between Punk and Jericho and totally ignore, the Bucks and Omega and Hangman? Where are we?
Let me
Are
go.
we reducing FTR to Saturday nights? Where are we?
Yeah. Let me go over to you right quick, Sin City. Those are some questions that Travis has that's pretty good, but I noticed in this article, it also says on the financial front that WBD pays $500,000 an hour in general for the first run programming, and it should result in AEW earnings an extra $52 million per year from the new Saturday show. Is that considered pretty good deal for them, would you say?
Does a bear shit in the woods? Of course, yes. No, honestly, I think that if WBD is willing to give the time slot, then AEW and Tony Khan would be foolish to turn it down. Mm-hmm. Ultimately, yeah, it's a win-win. Obviously, we know that yes, WBD is undergoing a lot of changes right now, some consolidations, some mergers and all of this kind of stuff. But the fact is, they absolutely love the AEW programming that they've gotten. So much so that we've seen the lineup of shows go from Dynamite to Rampage to now All Access to now Collision. Okay. It seems to me as if they are all in with AEW as well.
Yeah. Simon Street, part of that same thing said, look, it was noted that Punk being a part of the deal wasn't something that AEW necessarily had to make, but his role was labeled extremely important. It looked like maybe they could have made this deal without him, but apparently they feel he's important. What's your take on this? You feel that to have this deal, they needed to have Punk to be a part of it?
I don't know. I mean, to be completely honest with you, they couldn't do any worse.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, they've been in situations to where they have had a lot less to work with. You know, yeah, Punk can be a bit of a wild card, but I think some of that stuff is, I'm not going to say it's behind him because I'm not Punk, obviously, but I can say that I don't think it can get any worse with him. So why not do it? And like I said, even last week, you know, come on, man, you paying that dude a lot of money. I mean, do you want to just see him sit at home and watch hockey all day? Nah, bring your ass to work.
Yeah. Matt Michaels, I mean, Travis brings up some pretty good things. I mean, what could this, I mean, how could the work culture look going forward, bringing him back, and, you know, all these different people that have been let go or been suspended or whatever for all different things that took place backstage? I mean, what are they supposed to look at that, you know, seeing what's happening with Punk return?
It's absolutely the most asinine fucking thing because it's who Phil Brooks is. He's a fucking piece of shit. He's in it for himself, and he always has been. And that's a fact. And the fact of the matter is that I'm guaranteeing that whatever it was that got him to say yes, he got the control he wanted on this. So it's going to be the CM Punk show. Welcome to Pee Wee's Playhouse, but for a fucking 50-year-old wrestler.
You know, he can get away with wearing the Pee Wee Herman outfit, though. Real talk, with the red bow tie and everything, and that gray ass suit. But you gotta rock the shoes, and you gotta do like the dance. I'm just saying.
They might as well just fucking make the Saturday show a Chicago show and just have it run out of Chicago. Just have Phil just host it with all his buddies, and they can fucking slap each other on the ass, and he can still make his ridiculous contract because this is the man who loves wrestling but sat out 7 years because no one would pay him the shit that Tony Khan would pay him. So fuck him. I've never really cared for the guy, and that's it, man. I don't care.
But real talk, wouldn't it be cool if Hobbs wore like a Jerry curl and wore like a cowboy hat? That'd be cool. It'd really be like Pee Wee's Playhouse.
Where's the
it took
mute
you a
button?
minute to figure that out. We all look the same age, so we all watch Pee Wee Herman's Playhouse.
Where's the mute button?
Wrong show. It's the next show after this one, Travis.
It's actually Twitter. But something that, you know, which would be interesting is why not do it out of Chicago every week? You know, people may act like that's weird, but where the fuck is NXT every week?
Yeah.
Orlando, you know, so why not? Because I go back, you know, I like to study numbers. So let's start with travel. AEW production. I'm not even talking about talent. Let's start with, you know, commentators, referees, production crew will be working all these shows. They fly to whatever city on Tuesday for Dynamite, do Dynamite on Wednesday, most likely tape Rampage on Thursday or Rampage on Wednesday. If they have a Saturday show, what are they doing between Thursday and Friday? Do they fly home Thursday to fly back to the city for Saturday on Friday and work Saturday? You know, what if there's a live Rampage? Are they doing Rampage and the Saturday show in the same city? Or there's two different cities. So does the production crew fly out Tuesday, work Wednesday, live on the road Thursday, work Rampage Friday, work the Saturday show Saturday, and then fly home Sunday? You know, this is stuff that
Travis, you forgot about AEW Dark and After Dark and Possibly Dark and AEW Darker Than Dark and
Darkness.
Dark chocolate. You know?
And RO fucking H.
Well, see, all those, but those are like once a month tapings in Orlando. So that's why, you know, I didn't factor those in. But realistically, you know, I mean, like, and that's stuff people don't realize. People go to, you buy your ticket for Raw, you buy your ticket for SmackDown, you buy your ticket for Dynamite. You think, oh, all this came up together earlier this afternoon. You know, I'm 10 minutes away from the arena right now, and they're in the arena setting up for Raw. And it's nothing like it's a big major set. It's just a regular Monday Night Raw set. But there's 18 wheelers over there right now just setting up. And that's what, I don't know if Tony understands this. I'm not knocking whatever the product may be, however Phil or CM Punk is going to act or whatever. But what are you doing production? Because this is like, you ask about the 52 million. This is where a lot of it's going to go. It's for the travel for the crew.
Yeah.
What do you really do? Do you send your referees out? Do you split your referees up? Do you hire more referees? Like, really, they fly out Tuesday, they work Wednesday. What are they doing Thursday and Friday? And that's honestly my biggest question. And we brought it up last week, and it's the same thing about the Wembley show. I know it's a different topic, but if you're not putting this on pay-per-view, why are you flying your crew across the pond? Where are you making your money back? So that's what I'm having it weekly in Chicago wouldn't be the worst thing. And like I said before we came on air, Chicago seems to be a very AEW, heavy audience fan base. So
yeah,
it may not be the worst thing to run it out of Chicago as long as you can for a while.
We'll pitch it to him, okay? We'll see what he do. We'll pitch it to him.
I have lunch with him tomorrow because I got to give him his comps for Raw, and
I can just see what's going to happen. Tony Khan has a big announcement happening on Dynamite.
All right.
It's going to be a selfie with Bad Bunny this week. Go ahead.
All right, we got to get into count two. And this one is backstage talk on WWE and Warner Brothers Discovery possibly working together, AEW's deal with WBD and more. So the way that this reads, it said there's been a lot of interest within WWE this week about AEW partner Warner Brothers Discovery potentially being interested in the WWE TV media rights. Former USA Network Executive Vice President of Original Programming James Andrew Miller, who now works as a best-selling author and journalist, appeared on the Jimmy Traina's SI Media podcast this week and said he wouldn't be surprised if WBD went for the WWE media rights, adding that he knows of people at WBD who are interested in working with WWE. Now, WBD, parent company of TBS and TNT, among others, currently airs AEW programming, and it's believed that the relationship is good. However, WWE is the king of the industry, especially when it comes to outside media. In the new interview, Trainer asked Miller if there are other companies besides Fox and NBCU that would like to work with WWE. Quote, I think so, and I wouldn't be surprised despite the fact that money is such an issue for them. I wouldn't be surprised if Warner Brothers Discovery wouldn't like a slice of that WWE pie, end quote, he said. Now, Miller continued and speculated on Raw possibly moving to a new night. Quote, Monday night does not have to be on Monday night. Monday night is a tough night because if you go through the calendar all year round, there's sports on Monday night. And if you're Warner Brothers Discovery, you could say, we're going to move to a different night. We could have the NBA on Thursday night, but we're going to figure out a different night for it. All of a sudden, it becomes very attractive, end quote. Now, Miller would then ask if WBD would want WWE programming in addition to AEW programming, which is a deal both companies likely would not go for, or if WBD would want WWE instead of AEW. He replied, quote, I don't know. I just know there are people at Warner Brothers who are interested in WWE, end quote. Now, in an update, a new report from PW Insider notes that when Miller's comments came out, a lot of people within WWE were immediately interested, with some questionings whether there was anything to Miller's claim or if he was just speculating. It appears confirmation on Miller's WBD claim has not reached WWE as this week, as several top WWE executives were wondering if there has been anything said from the WBD side about potential interest in doing a deal with WWE. The belief is that WBD, AEW deal throughout the end of the year, there has been speculation on WBD possibly having the rights to AEW through late 2024. And WWE's current TV deal with the USA Network for Raw and Fox for SmackDown will expire in 2024, and talks are set to begin soon. So WWE CEO Nick Khan has said USA parent company NBC, Universal, and Fox will have the right of the first refusal on the new deals, but we still could see another potential buyer involved, such as WBD. If NBCU and Fox fail to reach a deal within the exclusive time frame, then WWE could begin negotiating with others. Now, to conclude, it said it was noted last week how WWE and ESPN are having talks about working together in the future. The Endeavor acquisition and merger with UFC has supercharged interest in WWE among Hollywood circles, but it also increased overall interest in potential pro wrestling content elsewhere. Sin City, Steve, this was your article, man. What's your take on it? What you think?
So I think that this is very, very interesting, especially how we were just talking about Warner Brothers Discovery giving 2 more hours of programming to AEW. And then according to this executive, I don't know if they would be interested in having both AEW and WWE, to paraphrase a quote there. Yeah, really interesting that, everybody is just coming at this from so many different angles. And it really makes you wonder who actually knows what's going on right now, if anyone. And I had to put this out there because if this would go through, then realistically, it does have the potential to be very good or very bad for pro wrestling. Obviously, AEW, if they get supplanted and they're no longer on TBS or TNT, then all of a sudden they're without a home. But if WWE goes to TBS and TNT, then now you've got, the outlets like USA that would, I'm sure, be happy to pick up AEW programming. It's great how everything is just a revolving door and things just never stop moving. Because no one knows what's going on until it actually happens.
Yeah, exactly. It's got to be pretty interesting. I'll jump over to you, Simon Street, that it said that I guess PW Insider notes, it said when Miller comments came out, a lot of people within WWE were immediately interested, with some questioning whether there was anything to Miller's claim or was he just speculating. Man, that's when you read that, what do you think? Many people in WWE offices were thinking to themselves when this kind of got out like that.
Well, I would assume right now everything's in a state of flux with, WWE just trickling with the whole deal with Endeavor and getting details from that, and even before that, what a possible sale. There's always done, so they're probably used to it first and foremost. But with regards to Discovery, me personally, I might be the only asshole here, but shit, man, if I can get more bang for my buck, I'm already pissed off at Discovery because I'm paying for HBO Max, freaking top tier, and now these little greedy ass piglets fucking want to add Adventure Discovery Channel premium channels, and now I got to pay $19.99 a month coming up. So hell yeah, add some fucking wrestling on the shit, so I can kick what you call it, the other streaming.
You want to drop your cock?
Excuse me? What?
you want to get rid of your cock? That's what you're saying.
Now I got what you're saying. I was like, excuse me? Yeah, I want to drop my cock, man. I'm tired of it. Tired of paying for shit. I mean, although I got Cocaine Bear and I thought of Tony Khan when I was watching Cocaine Bear, but that's a whole nother story.
Matt Michaels, man, a lot of talk here, man. When you read about this, what stood out to you most?
What stood out to me most is that this is total just speculation and bullshit. Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
We ain't gonna know shit until it fucking happens. So, and by the way, Endeavor, ESPN, UFC, it fucking makes sense with that. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers Discovery is so full of shit right now anyway. They can't afford the fucking WWE package deal that they're going to want. So,
Travis, do you see any good or something bad coming out of this if it was to take place?
I stopped listening after they said they would move Raw off Mondays.
Exactly. That ain't never happening ever. Good luck with that shit.
I mean, what's the name of the show? Monday Night Raw. Oh, hey, I'm gonna create a new football team, but I don't want to play on Monday nights. Yeah. Let's make that happen as well.
But then again, Travis, this is the same dumbass people that want to redo all of Harry Potter into a series. You done pissed off a whole bunch of damn people. They doing some really crazy shit.
I want to know who are these WWE people that were pissed off, because I can really or intrigued, because are we talking about the graphics guy, or who are we talking about? Because it wasn't talent, I can tell you that much. So
It was
was it the truck driver? Do I need to go back to the arena and ask them and get the full results? What's? I mean, it's as everyone says, it's speculation, and Discovery is going through some major financial issues right now. So that 52 that they're going to give AEW is probably the last 52 that they probably have in their bank account, and they're hoping on Tony Khan to turn that around. But trust me, I think the WWE NBC Universal marriage is just as strong as maybe the marriage between Jay-Z and Beyonce. So it's a strong marriage. So I don't see WWE and NBC parting ways in any form. Even if the only thing they kept was NXT. Fox and WWE. I don't know. I've heard a lot about SmackDown, and I think we're going to know very soon. I think we'll know by July. I'm going to say by July, we'll know something about SmackDown.
Wow. Okay. Well, with that, we're going to move right over into our third topic here. And this one is an update on charges against Ted DiBiase Jr. All right, so let's read a little bit on this one. It says that more information has come to light following the former WWE star Ted DiBiase Jr. indictment. As previously reported, DiBiase Jr. has been charged with, quote, one count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud and to commit theft concerning programs receiving federal funds, 6 counts of wire fraud, 2 counts of theft concerning programs receiving federal funds, and 4 counts of money laundering, end quote. Now, per Mike Johnson of PD Insider, DiBiase faces a maximum penalty of 5 years in prison on conspiracy charge and up to $250,000 fine, a maximum of 20 years in prison and up to a $250,000 fine on wire fraud counts. Additionally, he faced up to 5 years in prison and up to $250,000 fine for the charges of theft involving federal funds, a maximum of 10 years in prison and up to a $250,000 fine of charges of monetary transactions in excess of $10,000 with the proceeds to specify unlawful activity. In total, he faces up to potentially a 45 years in prison and a fine of $1 million. Now, later, Johnson noted that DiBiase could face up to 80 years in prison because each wire fraud count has a maximum penalty of 20 years. Each count of theft and money laundering has a maximum penalty of 10 years in prison. Now, DiBiase pleaded not guilty to all charges in court on April 20th. It was released on an unsecured $10,000 bond. He must inform the court before changing his residence or phone number, and he was told not to break any laws while released. DiBiase must also provide the court with a DNA sample if requested. WAPT-TV asked DiBiase for comment when he was leaving the court. DiBiase lawyer was unsuccessful in their attempt of stopping him from speaking. Per Johnson, DiBiase says, quote, "Jesus love you, brother. God bless you, man. That's it," end quote. Now, according to the prosecutors, DiBiase tested positive for marijuana and Adderall the morning of his arrest, and DiBiase's attorney claimed the marijuana test result was a result of hemp oil and a CBD gummy. Per DiBiase attorneys, he has been diagnosed with ADHD and he's been using his brother's prescription Adderall. DiBiase is due back in court on June 19th. Ted DiBiase Sr. also issued a statement which later deleted and references the charges without addressing them directly. And that seems to be it. Simon Street, this was yours. What was your take, man?
First and foremost, when I looked up what this brother's net worth is, Ted DiBiase Jr.'s net worth was reported on CelebrityNetwork.com. $4 million. That then leads me to one of the issues he had, which is an income guideline for TFAP, right? It's basically, along the lines of SNAP welfare. But anyways, if for those people who want some context, right? For a household of one, you have to make a monthly household income of $2,500. Let's just say, give or take, annual $30,000. Two, it's $3,500, $40,000 annually. Three, $4,300, right? A month, a little bit over 50,000. Bruh, is you dumb? What the hell are you doing? If your net worth is 4,000, you stupid as hell. What you need to do is you should call your boy Brett Favre and find out what lawyer did he have to get that shit. Because Mississippi ain't fucking around. You ain't taking no government aid. If your ass is paid, don't take no government aid in Mississippi. So with that being said, man, seriously, I feel bad for this guy because as I was reading the article, as y'all were seeing too, when the Impact was reading it, dude has a lot of problems. And I know, we can sit there and sit in judgment and cast, right? But some of these things were talked about when he was at the last part of his WWE career, how he was struggling with a lot of demons, and we all are. You know what I mean? It just sucks to see it get like this because, man, bruh, like, you're gonna end up in prison like Mr. Chrisley, just chilling up there, man. They are not playing around. They are coming after people who was, taking resources that should be people who really do need it. So it's just very unfortunate. I kind of wanted to share it because I know it was something that was really big time talked about. I don't think he's going to be as lucky as Favre on this one. Favre was able to basically drop all the charges. Basically, that was back in, I think, October of 22.
All right. Sin City, I mean, we're talking up to 45 years in prison, up to $1 million fines. What was your take when you read that this is what's been happening with DiBiase Jr.?
So here's the thing is Mike Johnson of PW Insider left out a couple of very interesting facts about this case. The fact is that, he is he's charged with stealing millions of dollars from the Temporary Assistance for Needy Families anti-poverty program that's set aside for underprivileged families and low-income people in Mississippi. Who knew that Ted DiBiase Jr. and Brett Favre were best fucking friends?
I know, right?
The fact is, yeah, Simon, you said that you felt sorry for this guy. I don't. Fuck this guy. Fuck this bullshit. And make an example out of him. End of story. Fuck him. You don't steal from the poor.
Matt Michaels, I mean, can DiBiase Jr. be like, hey, Brett Favre got away from this. I think I should be able to get away from this too. I mean, you think that's something he can play that role in this situation?
Wasn't he in a stable with Cody Rhodes?
Yep.
Legacy.
Yeah, I guess we know who won that one. I mean, after all, Cody Rhodes was the son of a plumber, and you don't steal the money from the people's, baby.
Exactly.
Wow. Travis, man, DiBiase Jr., man, this don't look like it's gonna be a good look for him, man. Any hope for him to get out of this?
It's funny because I actually saw a video, the news piece video on this 2 days ago before I even knew that this was going to be a topic, and they caught DiBiase coming out of the court with his lawyer, and I swear to God, I thought his lawyer was Smart Mark from AEW. No, I'm not joking. Like, the dude looks like, I really thought it was him. I'm like, wait, what's, like, is this a work or something? Like, so yeah, he may want to actually get a lawyer. I think Clarence Mason from the Nation of Domination is still around. If not, then maybe ask Vince for a favor and get McDevitt. So I don't know, but yeah, Otunga. What's Otunga doing now? I mean, have we forgotten? You know, I mean, not even he's so forgotten. Not even 2K uses him in the video game. Like, not even his wrestling. You know, not even his wrestling moves. So, yeah, it sucks. You know, because you know we all know DiBiase. He obviously his father, and obviously you know Ted Jr. was a part of a interesting stable. Just maybe 10 years ago or so in WWE. So. But, everyone has their issues, just because you're some type of celebrity at some point, your issues may be hidden for a while, but they come out. So, as Steve said, fuck them. You're going to steal for the poor, might as well just go.
I just don't understand why he didn't be like, look, Pops, let me steal the $1 million belt. I'm sure it's better than stealing from the poor. I just don't understand.
Because Pops don't have that $1 million belt.
I know.
He's probably like you. He's probably like, you let Virgil steal it from you.
Virgil's not the best person to be a thief of anything. He's still trying to steal attention and ain't been successful yet.
I wouldn't be surprised if Virgil is somehow tied into this. maybe he was trying to receive the money that DiBiase was stealing.
King of Meat Sauce Mountain strikes again.
Oh, that's horrible.
Because those breadsticks at Olive Garden, I tell you, they're addicting.
Well, I tell you what, that's gonna be hard. It ain't them breadsticks when he go into prison.
I heard a bell. I mean, is this when I turn into Festus, or like?
Yeah.
And I looked. I thought I had a doorbell on my door here. I looked back for a second. I'm like, wait, what's these bells going on here?
That means that's the end of the 3 count, man. We got through it. And
hey, real quick before I end the show, I just want to say one thing. I have not talked about this personally or publicly. It's the first time I'm saying this. Okay. I have, I don't comment on a lot of things when Facebook. I'm actually trying to leave the Facebook world and just live my life on Instagram. But there's one thing I've been seeing pop up every time, once a week, that I do log into Facebook and everything. In all seriousness, I want to say to Mr. Matt Michaels, your transition of your weight loss, and you thought I was going to say into a female, your transition of the weight loss and everything is amazing. You're looking great. I'm proud of you, dude. Maybe keep me away from you when we go to Cracker Barrel. Just order maybe the half of the plate, and I'll eat the other half of the plate. Because I could easily put that back on you. But no, honestly, it's looking great. I'm proud of you, dude. Like I said, I haven't talked about this at all personally to him. This is the first time he's hearing about it. It's not a work or anything. And so, keep it up, and maybe who knows? Maybe I don't know. I didn't have the rest of the sentence. I was just like, but no. I seriously, you look great, dude. I wanted to get that out there for your viewers and everyone who's following you on social media. That I'm very proud of you and so forth.
I appreciate that very much. Thank you.
Maybe eventually, you get to a certain weight, and then Impact has to watch a Saudi Arabia show. Let's go for that.
There we go. Oh my God!
No, but keep it up, dude. It's awesome. So
yeah, he's definitely has an amazing journey, and I know, God, we got so many podcasts, but I know you recently did a one with what's his name?
Brian Milanis, who's going
Milanis.
through the same thing. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. So check that out. That was a very good interview, and we'll be following up with Brian in a couple months and see where he is.
Right. And Brian Milanis, man, he was a big dude, man, a real big dude. Love his skills. He was passionate in the ring. I hate I don't get to see him anymore out there, but maybe after this transition we will see him again. Who knows? But you should get a chance to take a listen to that interview. That's good as well. But I definitely did what Travis says there. Matt Michaels, continue just to do the work, man. Looking good.
We will. And DJ, you just got to give up pancakes. That's how we start you.
Yeah.
No.
There you go.
He has to give up Wingstop night. That's what he got to do. Give up Wingstop.
Is that still a thing? Wow, that's been the thing for like 20.
Look,
No.
Ever
Look at
since
his
I've
face.
known
look
him.
at his face. He like, oh, hell
Ever since
no,
I've
man.
known him. That's what is it,
No.
2023? It's been 23 years he's kept stopping business.
I know.
No
I
wonder
be-
it's still around.
I
He's
be-
gonna cut us all off now. He's gonna cut us all off now.
No, I'll be honest with you. I don't even eat Wingstop as much as I used to. That was a thing, but now
Yeah, and I love AEW, so go ahead.
you know, if I eat now, it's usually it would be like, for example, maybe Backlash. But before Backlash, it would have been.
Which is the next pay-per-view?
I know that, but I'm just saying. Before that, it would have probably been. It would have.
WrestleMania?
I was at Mania, so it couldn't have been there. So maybe it was probably the pay-per-view before that. That's what I'm saying. But I don't. But it used to be a weekly thing, and I don't do that. But Michael, you are right. The
Well, that's
pancakes
good.
could definitely be something. And you know what's crazy? I don't
There
even.
were no wings at the Rumble.
Yeah, I didn't have wings there either. So you know, just I'm way on the slower path than Michael's, but at some point I'm sure I'll get there. You know, I'll
You
have.
see the pressure in him.
I'll be all
You
water.
see the pressure in him. He make it seem
I'll
like
just be up.
we put him on the task.
I'm gonna be all waters eventually. So, all right, final thoughts and everything. Let's go over to you, Simon Street. What you want to tell the people?
Look, y'all, thank y'all so much for joining in and with our playful banter. And you know, for all you thieves out there, man, you know, I get it. You lie, you cheat, you steal. But remember, a good quote from your boy William Shakespeare: "The rob that smiles steals something from the thief."
Okay. Sin City.
In other words, when they whooping your ass because you stole some shit and you got. There you go.
All right, Sin City. What you want to say?
All right. Thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, doing all the stuff that you guys do. We appreciate each and every one of you. Special thanks to all the brave men and women serving this country, whether you're doing it on lands foreign or domestic. Thank you for doing what you do so that we can do what we love to do. And last but not least, repsports.com, reppsports.com. Go there for all your pre-workout weight loss and general energy needs. Again, that's repsports.com. Use promo code Vegas at checkout and save yourself 15%.
How about you, Matt Michaels?
You know, it's summer now in Vegas, so yeah. Not much to say other than get ready for the heat, boys.
Yes.
Yep. It's on its way. Any last words for you, Travis?
Who knows what hotel I'll be in next time I join you guys? Hopefully the weather's better.
Hopefully.
Right.
But if anyone wants to, I am living my life on Instagram a lot. So I forgot my Instagram name. Never mind. Whatever. I really forgot my Instagram name. It's out there somewhere. Hey.
Are you still at 1220 Raven?
That would be it. Good job.
Good job. At 1220 Raven, if y'all want to hear.
They can see my meeting with Tony Khan tomorrow. I'm begging for some CM Punk tickets to the United Center.
Well,
all right, y'all.
I'm not cool enough to be on his, so
we'll see you next week. Happy wrestling.